This man had just sent off the 250th woman of the day. Just as he was about to close up and go home, the woman behind him suddenly sat up. When the man turned around, he was startled. The woman even twitched a few times on the spot. Terrified, the man rushed to the duty room, dialed his boss, and said the woman in the funeral home moved on her own. But the boss obviously didn't believe such an outrageous story. As they were talking, the woman on the surveillance screen suddenly disappeared, and a shadow flashed across the screen, along with the faint sound of a woman crying, and it was getting closer and closer. In the next room, a group of people gathered in front of a big screen. When one of them pressed a button, the man on the other side also heard the terrifying sound. It turned out they were running a reality show, pranking unsuspecting victims for the audience to watch. But what happened next left the director stunned. The man actually pulled out a gun. At that moment, the actor who was scaring him was still unaware, planning to jump out at the corner for another surprise. Luckily, the crew arrived on site just in time, telling the man it was just a show and not to panic. They held up their cameras and saw that the man's pants were already wet, and when the man found out he was on TV, he started posing wildly. A few days later, the director wanted to shoot an even more terrifying show, so he led the team to an abandoned mental hospital. Using a renovation project as an excuse, they hired a gardener online. But what they didn't know was that the target of their prank, the gardener, was actually a mental patient, and had just been released from prison for hurting someone.